Imagine a sound that is not just heard but felt deep within your soul, a sound full of energy like a whole continent is dancing. It's a rhythm that pulses through the veins of Africa, bringing people together in a celebration of life and culture. It mixes old and new rhythms. This is Afrobeat, a genre that seamlessly blends the ancient beats of traditional African music with the innovative sounds of modern genres. It's more than music, it's a movement. Afrobeat is a powerful force that transcends the boundaries of sound, becoming a voice for the voiceless and a rallying cry for change. Born in Nigeria in the 1960s, Afrobeat is like a beautiful cloth woven with sounds. Each thread represents a different influence, from the traditional rhythms of the Yoruba people to the jazz and funk that were sweeping the world at the time. It mixes the special rhythms of traditional Yoruba music with the cool freestyle of jazz and the powerful punch of funk. This unique blend creates a sound that is both familiar and new, a sound that resonates with people from all walks of life. But Afrobeat is more than a mix of styles. It's a cultural phenomenon that has influenced countless artists and genres around the world. It's a testament to the power of music to bring people together and inspire change. It's the heartbeat of people who want change. Afrobeat has always been a voice for the oppressed, a way for people to express their frustrations and hopes for a better future. It's music that fights against bad things like corruption, unfairness, and being treated badly. Through its powerful lyrics and infectious rhythms, Afrobeat has the ability to shine a light on the issues that matter most. Afrobeat's power is in making you move, but it also makes you think. It's a genre that engages both the body and the mind, encouraging listeners to dance while also reflecting on the world around them. It's music that demands to be heard. Its words are called to do something. Afrobeat artists use their platform to speak out against injustice and to inspire others to take action. Artists like Fela Kuti, the most important person in Afrobeat, used their voices to challenge the way things were and to inspire future generations. Fela's music was a powerful tool for social change, and his legacy continues to inspire new generations of musicians and activists. Today, Afrobeat continues to evolve, with new artists bringing their own unique influences to the genre. They carry forward the spirit of Afrobeat, using their music to address contemporary issues and to connect with audiences around the world. From the streets of Lagos to the stages of international festivals, Afrobeat's rhythmic rebellion continues to captivate and inspire. It's a genre that knows no boundaries, a sound that speaks to the universal desire for freedom and justice. Afrobeat is more than just music. It's a way of life. It's a celebration of culture, a call to action, and a reminder that through unity and creativity we can make a difference. So next time you hear the infectious rhythms of Afrobeat, remember that you're not just listening to music. You're experiencing a movement, a powerful force that has the ability to change the world one beat at a time. To understand Fela Kuti, we need to know about his family. The Ransom Kuti family is one of the most influential families in Nigeria's history, known for their relentless fight for justice, education, and equality. Their legacy is deeply intertwined with the socio-political fabric of Nigeria, and their contributions have left an indelible mark on the nation's history. Born Olufela Olusegun Oludotun Ransome Kuti in 1938, he came from a family of activists and smart people. His upbringing was steeped in the values of activism and intellectualism, which were instilled in him from a very young age. The Ransom Kuti family was not just any family. They were trailblazers who dared to challenge the status quo and fight for a better future for all Nigerians. His mother, Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, was a powerful woman. She was a pioneering feminist and a formidable force in the fight for women's rights in Nigeria. Her activism was not limited to Nigeria. She was an international figure who advocated for women's rights on a global stage. Funmilayo's influence on Fela was profound, shaping his views on gender equality and social justice. Called the Lioness of Lisabi, she fought hard for women's rights. Her campaigns against unfair taxation and her efforts to improve the lives of Nigerian women were groundbreaking. She organized protests, led movements, and was a voice for the voiceless. Her courage and determination were a source of inspiration for many, including her son Fela. She challenged the British rulers and never gave up fighting for fairness. Her activism was instrumental in the struggle for Nigeria's independence. Funmilayo's legacy is a testament to the power of resilience and the impact one individual can have on the course of history. Her life's work laid the foundation for future generations to continue the fight for justice and equality. His father, Reverend Israel Oludotun Ransom Kuti, was a respected teacher and pastor. He was a man of great intellect and moral integrity, who dedicated his life to education and the betterment of society. Reverend Israel was a pioneer in the field of education in Nigeria, and his contributions to the development of the country's educational system were significant. He taught Fela to love learning and to always do what's right. Reverend Israel's teachings emphasized the importance of knowledge, integrity, and social responsibility. He believed that education was the key to empowerment and progress, and he instilled these values in his children. Fela's intellectual curiosity and his commitment to social justice were deeply influenced by his father's teachings. The Ransom Kuti home was a place where people talked about important things like politics, fairness, and the future of Nigeria. It was a hub of intellectual and political discourse where ideas were exchanged and strategies for social change were formulated. The family's commitment to activism and education created an environment that nurtured critical thinking and a strong sense of social responsibility. Growing up in this environment, with all the talk about activism and being curious, shaped how Fela saw the world. He was exposed to the struggles and triumphs of the fight for justice from a young age, and this had a profound impact on his worldview. Fela's upbringing in a family of activists and intellectuals instilled in him a deep sense of purpose and a commitment to using his talents to effect social change. He saw how powerful it was to speak up for what's right. The lessons he learned from his parents and the environment he grew up in taught him the importance of standing up for justice and fighting against oppression. Fela's music and activism were a reflection of these values, and he used his platform to challenge the status quo and advocate for social change. These early experiences would later make him passionate about changing society and fuel his spirit of revolution. Fela's legacy as a musician and activist is a testament to the influence of his family and the values they instilled in him. His life's work continues to inspire and resonate with people around the world, reminding us of the power of music and activism to bring about social change. In the late 1950s, a young Fela Kuti embarked on a journey that would change his life forever. Born into a prominent Nigerian family, Fela was initially expected to follow a more traditional career path. However, his passion for music was undeniable, and it led him to make a bold decision. He decided to travel to London, a city that was a melting pot of cultures and musical influences at the time. The trip was not just a physical journey, but also a metaphorical one, marking the beginning of his transformation from a young Nigerian man into a global musical icon. Fela enrolled at the prestigious Trinity College of Music, where he immersed himself in the study of classical music. The college, known for its rigorous curriculum and distinguished faculty, provided Fela with a solid foundation in music theory and performance. London in the 1950s was a vibrant and dynamic city, teeming with a rich tapestry of sounds and cultures. The streets were alive with the hustle and bustle of people from all walks of life, each bringing their own unique musical traditions to the city. It was a time of significant social and political changes, and the city's jazz scene was particularly exciting. Fela was captivated by the energy and creativity of the jazz musicians he encountered in London's clubs and bars. He spent countless nights listening to legendary jazz artists like Miles Davis and John Coltrane. Their innovative improvisational techniques and complex harmonies left a lasting impression on him. Fela was particularly drawn to the way these musicians could spontaneously create intricate musical dialogues, a skill that he would later incorporate into his own performances. But Fela's musical education in London was not limited to jazz. He also delved into other genres, from classical music to highlife, a popular West African genre that combined traditional African rhythms with Western instruments and harmonies. He spent hours studying different rhythms and melodies, constantly expanding his musical vocabulary. This period of intense learning and experimentation was crucial in shaping his unique sound. Fela's time in London was marked by a relentless curiosity and a desire to push the boundaries of his musical abilities. He experimented with various instruments and styles, always seeking to create something new and original. It was during this period that he began to develop his own distinctive musical style, blending elements of jazz, highlife, and traditional African music. This innovative fusion would later evolve into Afrobeat, a genre that Fela would pioneer and popularize. Afrobeat, characterized by its complex rhythms, powerful brass sections, and socially conscious lyrics, would go on to become a defining genre of African music. Fela's time in London was not just an education in music, it was the beginning of a revolution that would change the face of music forever. In 1969, Fela Kuti went on another important trip, this time to the United States. America in the late 1960s was a country with a lot of problems. The civil rights movement was at its strongest and the Black Power movement was growing. Fela, who always cared about fairness, was immediately drawn to these movements. He met African American activists and learned about the Black Power ideology. He was especially inspired by Malcolm X, whose message of self-reliance and black pride was important to Fela because of his own experiences in Nigeria under British rule. Learning about the Black Power movement made Fela very passionate. He saw similarities between the struggles of African Americans in the United States and the struggles of Nigerians under colonial rule. This realization would change his music, making him use his platform to speak out against injustice and oppression. When Fela Kuti returned to Nigeria, he was a different person. He didn't just want to play music, he wanted his music to have meaning. He wanted it to be a tool for social change. This is when Afrobeat was born. Fela took the rhythms he grew up with, mixed them with the jazz and funk he learned in London and America, and added strong political messages. The result was music that was both fun to listen to and revolutionary. Afrobeat had a message, a call for change in a country that wanted something different. Afrobeat songs were often long, with complex arrangements and long instrumental parts. This allowed Fela to fully explore his political and social themes, singing powerful lyrics that challenged corruption, poverty, and the impact of colonialism.